Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Baggage Show. I was a little bit late on the ticket there, Daffy Boy, but we'll move on from that straight away. My name is Mitch Pattinson, and as always, we are joined by Ethan Daffy, and today we are doing our final preview of season 2025. It's very funny to say that. It's been a long season, Daffy Boy. It's been a pretty shit season from a Carlton point of view, but from a Baggage Show point of view, it's been a very, very positive season. So we're happy with how 2025 has gone from a Baggage Chat point of view, but from a Carlton point of view, we would have hoped it would have been a little bit better. But, of course, we have to do our final preview show for the year. But I'll throw straight to you, mate. How are you? Ahead of this, pretty much a dead rubber. Even Channel 7 didn't really want to fucking take the game because they knew how much of a dead rubber it was. But I'll throw straight to you. How are you and your initial thoughts ahead of this final game of the season?
Yeah, it is. I think it's an understatement that it's been a long season, Patto. Gee,
oh my god,
it does. It feels like a long time ago. Like usually, it does feel like it flies by, but it does feel like a long time since round one, in my opinion. It feels like we've had so many bad memories from this year that round one feels like so long ago. I just feel like it feels like so long ago. But yeah, it's good to be at this point now. I think when it got to about round 16, 17, we knew we were done. Probably post North Melbourne game, I think that was really the knife in the back of our season, and we were already thinking, about off season and trade period at round 17, and we've got through those 7 weeks pretty well, I think. And we've still got a few more weeks until we get to trade period. It's still a month of footy with finals, but yeah. MCG, the old Bombers, who seem to get more undermanned by the week as the weeks go by. They've got Laverde and McMahon out now, so they're going to have to
as well. God.
Yeah, broke his wrist in the game on the weekend, and they almost won that game without both of them. So Laverde was out in the first quarter, McMahon was out in the third quarter, and they almost fucking beat St Kilda. So, and obviously St Kilda's been in the headlines today with Wanganeen Miller signing. So, but yeah, it's last game of the year. Hopefully finish off on a win. And I think if we win, we should finish above St Kilda on the ladder because they've got the Giants this week. We'll have the same amount of wins, but we'll finish percentage above St Kilda. So I'm gonna take that as a small win, Patto.
Maybe TDK at the end of the year is saying, all right, whoever finishes higher is the team that I've got to solve with that for. I know one team's offering me 1.1. I know one team's offering me 1.8 with also Wanganeen Miller signing. As you said, that's obviously been everywhere on the news today. Something that I said to you a week ago that I was kind of very, very softly saying, I just have a feeling that he will sign.
Yeah.
But when it came out today that he signed, I'm like, what the fuck?
That
is crazy, to start off with, but also realizing that, with literally the offers that he received, and I know if they're 100% accurate, they probably are pretty similar to what it actually contract
absolutely
was.
Yeah.
So Port Adelaide with that $2.5 million a year contract, and then also Adelaide with a pretty good offer with 1.5, 1.6 to a team who's probably the best team in the competition right now. I mean, obviously the stats and the ladder show that with them being on top of the ladder, but they're arguably premiership favourites at the moment. So that is crazy, the contract offers that he received, but then for him still to sign with the club, I think that's probably a good sign of character from his point of view, loyalty, a loyalty standpoint, but also 2 years for $2 million. A bit interesting that it is only 2 years. I feel like it smells a bit like a Miles Bergman where you just have two more years on your contract, and then after that 2 years, you then probably even up your worth even more, and then that's when you sign a 5, 6, 7, 8 year deal in the future, Daffy Boy. But we'll stick on Carlton things, Daffy Boy, for this game, as much as we don't really want to touch on this game because it is a dead rubber. I think it is also a little bit exciting just because it is Essendon, and it's a team that we probably should be heading into this game with a bit of confidence, especially after last week with the way that we performed against Port Adelaide. Also heading into this game with Essendon being the way that they are at the moment. I think we should be very confident, but to kind of finish the season strong with a win against Port Adelaide and hopefully a win against Essendon as well, I think that would be a very good way to finish the season, and which has been a pretty poor season to be honest. But definitely, let's now move on to the injury list. I just thought I'd very quickly touch on some names from, I guess, what we kind of expect to happen. I know there isn't really much of an update other than Cooper Lord. Obviously, with his concussion last week, he will not be featured this week. So his season is done. But also Mitch McGovern is kind of around the team. Like last week, he was emergency, and I think the week before was an emergency as well. Arazo Fantasia as well is an emergency, so he will be available for selection as well. But whether you play those guys or even if you just bring in a guy with Cooper Lord coming out, my opinion is I think you play a guy that hasn't really been given the opportunity and a guy to come in, especially with a team like Essendon who probably aren't doing extremely well, but also we have nothing to play for. So we may as well play a younger guy that can come in with a bit of opportunity. But I'll throw straight to you those sort of names, but also Harry Lemmy is a test. He was a test last week. I don't know if he played VFL or not. I don't think he did. But him obviously potentially ending the season with a game in the seniors or if not the VFL. No, the VFL's done, isn't it? The VFL
they got absolutely destroyed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was like 115 or 120 or something like that.
Who'd they play? They played Dogs.
Yes, yeah, I think they had like Trelaw and
Trelaw had like 40. It was just crazy. But I'll throw it straight to you. Those names there and potentially some sort of spoilers before we touch on our ins and outs. I'm very, very interested to see what you do there, but just a bit of a word on those names there. And if you think there's kind of a guy that could be a chance to play this week against the Dons.
Yeah, it was with Cooper Lord. It's obviously a little bit disappointing he can't finish off the year this week, but I don't think he will be going into the off season with no confidence. I think he's had a fantastic season, and I think he's probably put a lot of given us a lot of faith in him. Like we've got a lot of faith in him now that he can come in and do a job, and I think we called for it for most of the season that he shouldn't be playing as the sub. This guy is actually really good. He should be starting on the fucking ground, and it took him 15, 16 weeks to realise that, which was just a little bit frustrating. But yeah, he'll get right. He's in really good shape and really good size for his age at the moment. So I think his body is ready to, have these continual seasons playing a lot of games. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how he can level up. And obviously his best mate Jagger will be back in the midfield next year, and it'll be cool to kind of see their connection on the field because I know they played a fair bit of high school footy together. So high school, private school footy. Patto, the bit of the hoity-toity, the APS system. But in terms of Lemmy, I don't see him playing the game on the weekend. I know, it'd be nice to debut a bloke in the last game. Then I also think, if he's at the club next year, I wouldn't mind him trying to earn that debut. But then I also think, you got Harry and Charlie fit. Yeah. He's never going to get a game. So I know we'll touch on that in the list management video tomorrow. But it's an interesting situation with him. But in terms of Orazio and McGovern, I'll just do a quick spoiler. They won't be playing this week. For me, I think both of them are on the borderline of being delisted from the side. I just think it's, we've got a guy coming in Graham Wright who I know he wouldn't want to just deal with some of those players who have kind of been injured and in and out and form slumps. And, I think he's quite a brutal operator. So I'd imagine one of those guys will be cut, if not both of them. But I'd rather, play guys like Will White or guys who are emergencies on the weekend.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on with that. I'm going to be very intrigued to see what will happen with those names, with McGovern's, the Fantasias, even to an extent like Frankie Evans, he's out of contract, Flynn Young as well, Will White. There's so many names that are kind of just in limbo at the moment that's why we're really excited to do this episode tomorrow with the list management because I feel like it's going to be like a big. Obviously, it will be a huge trade period, but even just a delistings point of view, I think that will be vital to see what will kind of happen there. But I wasn't. I just remembered then I wasn't here for the review for the Blues versus the Pies. Blues versus Port Adelaide. I don't even know why I'm thinking about Pies at the moment. They're just living in my red free Daffy boy. But I was thinking about Cooper Lord. The one thing, I mean, obviously it was a great performance. One thing that I loved about him was going head to head with Zach Butters and how well he performed.
Yes.
Like I don't know if you mentioned that in the review, and credit to you for doing that on your own, by the way. But did you kind of see this a similar thing with how well Lord played with the matchup against one of the best midfielders, Zach Butters?
Yeah, he's been beating his opponents every week. Like he's had a job on them, but also worked the other way. I think he had a couple of goal assists as well, which I may have touched on in the video. But yeah, I agree. I think his ability to shut down players, but also work and get his own ball is just superb. And I have nothing but credit for him and the way he goes about it. And I know Voss loves him as a player. He said it last week. I think it might have been the presser last week, saying he just wants to learn from these guys, Crippses. And I did notice in the pre-game that they were quite closely together, him and Cripps in the warm-ups, just doing their own kind of craft things for most of it. They got there really early. Like I'm usually at the games way too early for for anyone to even be there. But they rocked up. They went on the ground first. They were in the middle doing just like in the middle doing some like stoppage, kind of like balls on the deck, handball receives, all that kind of midfield craft things. So if he's learning from Cripps, I think that'll hold him in good stead.
Yeah, spot on, Daffy boy. I think that's probably all we really need to touch on for the review of last week. I don't think there's anything else that I really need to touch on. I mean, obviously it was a great performance, but
yeah, great.
But I think so. That's it for the injury list. But I want to move on to the ins and outs, Daffy boy. So I'm very obviously I'm intrigued to see what you'll do here. But obviously Cooper Lord is an automatic change that we need to make. But I'm quite intrigued to see what sort of changes you'll make. But also if you have a change with the sub, I'm just with the numbers that I saw in the VFL the past few weeks, and a certain player like Elijah Hollands, who has kind of performed well in the past few weeks, I'm very, very intrigued to see what you'll do here. So I'll throw straight to your ins and outs. What have you got?
Yeah, well, I did pick him last week, Hollands, but I've kind of backtracked in my mind going, let's give him the full, get his trust back in the preseason and get him a game. I did see his Instagram post today, which was very, very interesting in terms of, thanks to everyone for the support, and then he goes, P.S., don't listen to anything on the internet. Or don't listen to anything that's in the articles and stuff. So clearly a lot of stuff's been made up about him and what he's going through and all that kind of stuff. And I look at it like that. There's been I'm not going to say these stuff on here, but I know there's been a lot of rumors swirling around. That's what happens when a guy is missing. Really, and I hope the case he's right, and it's just his personal things, and I do and I'm here to support him, of course, and all that kind of stuff. But you're also you got to earn the trust back, and you are a paid player.
Yep.
So he didn't miss out the time and miss out on his cash. He's got paid. So
exactly right.
That was just an interesting thing I kind of read on his post today. A lot of people getting around him, which is good, but hopefully gets into the preseason and sorts whatever he needs to sort out in the off field. But yeah, hopefully he's okay. But he won't be selected by me. My ins and outs, I've only got one change in this side. I thought this guy should have played last week, but then we did play very well. My explanation for this change, so obviously Lord's out. I'm not bringing in a mid. I'm not bringing in a mid to the side. I'm actually to give some more minutes to guys like Williams, Moya, even if you're chucking out Ollie Hollands in the middle, Frank Evans in the middle, guys like that, give them a little bit more time rather than bringing in another mid because we've got Walsh in there now. So it's not like we're completely undermanned and we're forced to bring in Ben Camporelli or a Chincotta or something. I don't feel like we really need to do that. So my in is Will White. I've got him in the side, and you spoke about him being in limbo. And I'm 50-50 on him. I did message you the other day saying I think he won't get a contract, but then I'm also thinking he still has a lot of upside. Like he came into the season. I know he did the full preseason before actually signing, but I just feel like when you got that confidence and you have another year in you, rather than being on the edge, like he was probably training his heart out in the preseason, thinking, I need to get a fucking contract. And then obviously we had Jagger Smith go down, so he gets the call up. So I feel like if you have that, if you re-sign and then mentally into preseason, you're like, I'm a Carlton player next year, rather than have to earn your right again. So maybe that might help him get back to his best or get to his, potential, which I think both you and I think he can get to, because he has the attributes, and he did play well in that Hawthorn game a few weeks ago, I might add. So, yeah, Will White in for me. He can have stints on the wing, in the middle. I just want to see a bit of a change around. And your point before, in terms of Essendon, like they're not flying at the moment. They did play pretty well on the weekend, I thought, and probably deserved to win the game. So we've got to be mindful of that. But yeah, why not trial some things this weekend? Why not chuck a Frank Evans in the middle a little bit? And he has been, and his ball use has been superb. But yeah, that's my only change. Patto, I haven't got any omissions. I thought as a whole we played pretty well. And there was one name I forgot to actually mention in the preview, and it was Lewis Young. I thought Lewis Young's game was superb on the weekend. Played on Mitch Georgiades for majority of the game, and Georgiades was not seen, really. Like, I know he might have kicked one or two. His impact on the game was nothing. It was nil, really. So credit to Lewis Young, and my sub with a super sub, it'll be Corey Durden. I'll give him one. I'll give little Durds one more little run at it. Patto.
I mean, I do like it. I do like it a lot. Yeah, I'm just looking at the stats now. Yeah, so Georgiades kicked 1 goal, 2 last week.
Yeah,
so was Lewis. So if Lewis Young was on Georgiades, who was Wieders on?
Yeah, he was on Ollie Lord at some point.
He was on Lord. Interesting.
Yeah, they were alternating, and I'll say it again. Wieders is not 100% right.
Yeah,
he actually had a really good second half. His first half was pitiful. I love Wieders, but his first half, he was just behind the 8 ball. I think defensively we were. I think I might have messaged you in the first half and talked about we were really good attacking, but we were kind of just getting caught out the back. I know that's, with the whole, Haynes experiment we're trying to do, which I guess it's the end of the year, like, and you got to try things, but I don't know if you get to put, a good defender out of the D50, but that's just my thinking. But yeah, Wieders' second half is really good. But yeah, it's Lewis Young, very, very good. And I don't want to see anyone giving him shit either. Like, it's just, it really infuriates me when a guy works his ass off and plays pretty solidly for most of the year. Like, we interviewed Wieders post-game. I said it in the review that he had the opportunity to leave the club at the end of last year. Wieders said about Lewis Young. Yep. Lewis Young had offers from, I think it was North Melbourne, to go to North Melbourne. And Wieders was open about this. He said, he had the opportunity to go, get a game every week at another club, but he said, nah, I want to work my ass off to try and get in this team. And I credit to him. I credit guys like that. And it really disappoints me when we lose games and those guys are to blame. Like, it just infuriates me because he works his ass off for the team. He's playing for the jumper, Patto. That's just the point I want to make.
That is so true. That
Yeah.
is so true. Especially with like every single opportunity he's had to come into the senior side. He's performed, hasn't he?
Absolutely. And he's been playing out of position. Like, he's been playing as a forward. And I've had my words about him, and we have a laugh about him and go, oh, bloody Lewis Young. But then I start to think I need to, like, just pull myself in, rein that in a little bit and look at it as more of a team view when we play bad. Like, of course, Lewis Young, he probably shouldn't be best 22. But when he is, we've got to get behind those guys. Like, because I just know how hard he works to get to that position. They play him as a forward. He plays in the ruck. Like he's a defender. And when he plays as a defender, he plays pretty well. So, it's going to be an interesting watch because if Silvani goes, I'd imagine Lewis Young's opportunities will rise.
That's very, very, very interesting. And it's funny you say that because obviously we've done a lot of research for our episode tomorrow with the list management, and I will spoil it. I've had a lot of sort of thoughts about Lewis Young with whether he might get traded at the season's end because obviously he's contracted for 2026. So he might look to be on the trade table. But hearing that, I just get a bit of a feeling like,
yeah.
yeah, I like those players, and I feel like it's the same with Will White as well.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yep.
guys that haven't had it easy, and they
No,
kind of just have
exactly.
a bit of a different perspective on
Yeah.
their opportunities that they have. And every single time they fucking wear the jumper, literally they say it on
Yes.
the thing. The monogram on the front is more important than the number
Yeah.
on the back. Like
Yeah.
that's just so true.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, I know that all of our players hopefully probably play for the monogram more than the number on the back, but it's a different type of like perspective when they're actually coming from like
Yeah.
guys getting skipped in drafts like Will White and having to go through the hard way of like VFL and actually earning like yourself the right to play AFL and then
Absolutely.
get your senior spot and then performing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's like it's not even just getting like the AFL spot and then a senior spot and then performing. That they are all different levels and it's crazy. And hearing that's kind of changed my perspective once again, and that's why we're so excited for the list management video because we can speak about stuff like that because that has really changed my mind. So yeah,
I also recommend listening to that interview. We had an 8-minute interview with Weeders post game, and he spoke about a lot of things really in depth. So just a really good. It was just a really good interview. It wasn't on the surface. He was kind of diving in kind of deeper than I thought he would about certain topics like that. It kind of caught me off guard. I was like, okay, like this guy really wants to be at the club, and like you said with Will White, you need the more guys you have like that on your list.
Yeah,
it's not about. It's almost a bit of standards, but it's also they're there to kind of keep a lot of those higher guys in check. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I want your opinion on this before I touch on my selections. Have you seen a bit of a change with the media standpoint with how the players sort of conduct themselves in interviews and press conferences? Like, I don't know if it's just because of how like much the Sam Walsh interview post game after the Port game, how much that actually stood out, but also like a few weeks ago when we lost against Hawthorn, I think it was, and like Weeders was just so devastated.
Yeah.
And even like just small things coming out with Cripper and him like just not being like 100% right and just mentally shot. And every single time that we see our players, probably the past, I'll probably say 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel it's just been a bit of a shit from a media standpoint. Have you seen the same thing?
Yeah, I think they've got a rejuvenation since we said Voss is the coach. Yeah, I think they're thinking, okay, and Weeders they asked him about it, if that decision to keep Voss and the call to make it before the end of the season kind of gave him a bit of, clarity around how the club's going. And I think it massively plays a part. We've played better footy since that decision. And I know there was 2 quarters against Gold Coast, but it was just that fight in the last quarter. Like we hadn't seen that for weeks. Like on the weekend, we were brutal against Port Adelaide. And I know they're Port Adelaide and people go, they're undermanned. We had, look how many players we've got out. We're playing bloody, 18-year-old kids and they're dominating against these blokes. So, yeah, I agree. There's been less media speculation. There's always going to be rubbish about, they're going to trade Charlie or they're going to trade Harry. But, there's just a rejuvenation. Harry looks like he's mentally right. He looks physically right. Mentally is the biggest part for me, I think, because obviously he's had some issues this year off field. It's really pleasing to see. The vibe looked good in the rooms. I know it always looks good after a win, but the guys who weren't playing, like Boyd hasn't been getting a game, but he was getting around the teammates in the rooms. He was getting around them in the song. There's got to be a complete buy-in, and I think that's where it starts now. The building blocks start fucking now. There's people to go, but it's March next year. No. It's right now. We've got to start it now, and it's got to be perfect. Well, it'll never be perfect, but the closest to perfect by round 1. I want to rock up to round 1. And I know at the start of the year, we were, a few goals up thinking, okay, we're home. But I want to see a proper buy-in from the first bounce. Blokes picking each other up, high-fiving, getting around goals. You know what I mean? Like a Will White. He sometimes over-celebrates. But sometimes I don't mind that. You might look like a bit of a dick sometimes. But sometimes where he's grabbing the jumper and come on. Doesn't matter if we're playing bottom of the fucking ladder. That's what it's been a bit of a like, they pick and choose when they want to be connected. Be connected when you lose, be connected when you win. That's the biggest thing for me.
Absolutely spot on. Could not have said it any better. And I think about like last year with how much we enjoyed Owies and when it's a fucking goal, hold the jumper saying like, this is Carlton, mate. And it's obviously a shame that he's now at West Coast. And even that, like with how sort of like how sad and how bad we feel for him, because I mean it doesn't really look too flash hot at West Coast. But I think Will White is quite similar to what Owies was last year when he gets a goal, it's just like, come on, mate. I love shit like that. I just love it so much. And I mean, it's going to be very, very. I mean, once again, it will be interesting to see what will happen come season's end. But I'm just so intrigued to see what will happen. But Daffy boy, I'll now touch on my ins and outs. So you mentioned a few names when you were doing your ins and outs about how you probably don't see them playing. I'm just going to spoil it right now. I have a few of those names.
Oh, no. So you're dropping players?
Sorry?
Are you dropping players?
One.
Okay, I think I know who it is.
Who do you reckon? And I won't say yes or no.
Fogarty.
No. All right, fuck me. I just said I won't say yes or no. But it's not Fogarty. It's not Fogarty.
Motlop.
Okay?
Motlop.
No comment.
Okay, well, that's yes.
No, all right. It's not Motlop. No more.
Michael Voss.
Big one. Huh?
Michael Voss.
Vossy. All right. I'll be honest. The water boy.
The water boy's been dropped.
He just needs to lift his game, Daffy boy. All right. Outs. No, actually, I'll start off with my ins.
Yeah, okay.
Ben Camporelli.
Yep.
In for Cooper Lord. That's kind of a straight top because I want Camporelli to have that exposure before the season comes to a conclusion. Durden is getting upgraded from the sub to the best 22. And I'll also mention my sub right now. I have Elijah Hollins as my sub.
Okay.
Because I want him to get a bit of game management. And I feel like he will get more out of a bit of like him playing sub. Knowing that we aren't playing any VFL footy, I feel like he would somewhat be like, it would be good for Elijah to just have a bit more game management. And I know he probably doesn't deserve it, but I just feel like it would be good to see a guy like that as a sub and just kind of remind us all, and maybe Michael Voss as well, just how good he can be when he's playing, when he is fit. So, outs, Cooper Lord, obviously, as I've already said. Adam Sard, out. Adam Sard, out. Now, I will tell you why. Okay. Actually, before I tell you why, do you reckon that's valid?
Yeah, he's been shit.
Very.
I think I called for his dropping after the Hawthorn game, and because I was banging on about it in the review of that game. His efforts, he's just lost it, hasn't he? What is going on there? Like, what is actually going on? It's actually a little bit concerning at the moment. I actually don't know if it's in his control or out of his control at the moment. And I've been hearing a lot of things about him.
So he had 9 disposals on the weekend.
9.
Then 9 disposals at Marvel Stadium against Port Adelaide. 9 disposals, man. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, that is fucked. That is crazy. No, but I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but from it, we used to seeing this guy's getting like 20 to 25 touches a game, and he's getting 9. And the 3 under that were from a Carlton point of view was Jesse Motlop, Ashton Moyer, and Corey Durden. So they're all 3 that aren't meant to be getting a lot of the football. Like, as you said, I don't know if it's a bit of a Collingwood situation with Dan Houston and they're just simply not needing to utilise Adam Sard and they're trying to utilise Ollie Hollins off the halfback flank. I don't know. But with what I obviously worked on the game, so I saw a lot of the game. And I reckon about halftime, I'm like, well, what is going on with Sard, man?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, I'm like, golly, him and Fogarty, I generally did not realise that they played. It's crazy. And Adam said, if he gets 15 touches, you realise when he gets 15 touches.
Yeah.
He's that type of player. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think if he's there next year, I know he's contracted, but I know I've heard a lot of people saying he might retire. I don't know if he will, but there's been a lot of talk about that, which is very interesting. But in terms of Adam Sard, I think if you go into next year, I think we can trust other guys to play halfback and play defensive roles. I think we need to unleash the fucking shackles. Unleash the shackles. Let him play that offensive type game. Play him on the worst forward, or you play him on a wing, or you play him somewhere where he can just use the footy and not have to be locked down. Like, if he doesn't want to be locked down, we've got other guys there now. You got Carroll's, you got Newman's coming back in,
Ollie.
Ollie, Cowan. So they can all do the job. So to help him out and get him the ball, the more times, like you said, he has the ball, the better we play. And we played really well on the weekend, and he only had 9. So
exactly,
it's interesting situation. But yeah, he's had a very, very low year on his standards.
Yeah, I am like I love Adam Sard as a player. Love him as a player. But I know that this will probably sound harsh. This is probably the worst season in his career by far. And I am like, that is it's just not acceptable with the amount of money he's on. But it's not even about that. It's the experience that you bring as a player. And like as a defensive group, we've actually been quite solid, but he's just been absolute dog shit all year. And I'm not trying to, I know that sounds harsh, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's just not acceptable. And that's why I feel like, look, there's nothing to play for anyway. Adam Sard, you're going to be dropped. And then also one of the comments that I had under my ins and outs was, stop Nick Haynes from playing on the fucking wing. That means, I'm looking at it, and Nick Haynes can drop back. And then there's still 6 or 7 defenders that we have, like genuine defenders. That's also including Matt Carroll being like classified as an actual defender. So that means that there's Weeders, Haynes, Young, Cowan, Hollins, Wilson, Carroll. That's 7. So I feel like that's more than enough defenders, if not probably too many.
Absolutely.
So, and I don't want to really drop any of those 7. So I'm just like, well, it doesn't even need to be dropped.
Yeah. Just fucking manage him. Yeah.
I'm just over it. I'm fucking over this shit where it's like, but also it's not just because he's been poor. He gives up constantly.
Yeah. It's the mental. He just shuts off. It looks like that Hawthorn one. I banged on about it for weeks. But it was that one in the pocket where the ball was rolling 1v2. He was the only Carlton player that could get the ball. Like, not even, I don't even need you to win the ball. Just go for the ball.
Yeah.
And he didn't. And he just stopped, and they got an easy goal.
Bad.
It just so bad. It's an interesting watch. I think he can get back to his best, but like I said, I don't know if he can be the shutdown guy anymore. I don't think just let him play his natural game heading into next year. Find him a role, whether it's stick him on a wing. He's got the running capacity to play, like a high half forward, where he's more that delivery type guy. So you know what I mean? Like, it's you can play him in different positions and have kind of a different look at it. You look at Zach Williams and how he's playing. Like, you can change their position a little bit to get more out of them offensively. Williams was playing halfback, and I felt like when he was playing halfback, he was a bit, like, he's too focused on his man. Now that part of his game's gone. Like when he was playing defensively, Zach, but now he's in that high half forward, mid, and you look at Zach Williams, you go, Jesus Christ, this guy can play. So I think we can do that with Sard for next year. I'm not giving up hope on him. I think he has just mentally gone as a defender, as a proper lockdown defender. Turn him into a Lockie Ash, or turn him into something like that. Just go, you're playing on the worst fucking forward every week. Every week you're playing on the worst forward, and you can, you still got to defend somewhat. Yeah. But then you'll just work off him, just play off him.
But the 2022 season, that was his role. That was his role. Whenever you have the chance to utilize Sard, give him the footy.
Yeah. My issue is like, he gets the footy and now he doesn't even want to kick it. Yeah. He doesn't want to kick. He doesn't want to kick the ball. And I'll tell you one last pet peeve of mine. I'm not sure if you've noticed this. He's a left footer and he runs always handball receive on the right side.
It's always been a problem, though.
Why?
Yeah.
Why did he do it? And also, why do the teammates give it to him? I don't mind if you do it here and there, and then he can run around and hook on his left like he can because he can do it because he can do it. But why don't you just make it easy for yourself? Run on your left side. Like we've got Harry Mackay and Kerno, right? Just if he just gets it from 90 meters out and drills at 60 meters, we'll get more goals. And he's better kick than most of our defenders. So that's why we're frustrated. If people are listening, we're not, personally attacking him, but we know his ability. So what the fuck's he doing?
Yeah, it's so frustrating. And yeah, like as you said, it's not because we don't rate the guy. We feel like we're angry because he's literally so much better than this, and he probably knows that. But
then
I'm
absolutely.
kind of like question that. I'm like, does he really know that? Because it just doesn't seem like he cares as well. Oh, it's so frustrating, and I just hopefully, like a management game, and he just like whatever he needs to do, just have a bit of a break. In the off season and just get rejuvenate yourself for 2026 because I know what else to do. And I know that I'm hearing rumors as well about Adam Sard retiring, and we need to realize he is the same age as Doherty. So obviously he hasn't gone through the injury toll that he has had as well, Doherty. So I don't know what will happen there, but I mean that's obviously something that he obviously has a lot of other things on his plate with his religion and stuff. And I know that he's very passionate about that. So it's not like after he's done with AFL, he has nothing else to do. Like maybe that is something that is on his mind. I have no idea. I bloody hope he stays at the club. I hope he doesn't retire. I hope we don't trade him away, if anything. But it's going to be very interesting to see what will happen once again with another player that come trade period, Daffy Boy. But let's now move on to the opposition watch, Daffy Boy. For the people who don't know what this is for the opposition watch segment, we go through the Essendon Bombers and we go through each line, the back line, midfield and forward line for the Essendon Bombers. Daffy Boy, dare I say, I didn't know if it was Essendon or even the Bentley Demons because I think they're quite similar in terms of his talent at the moment, Daffy Boy. But I'll throw straight to you. Your backline, as you always do, we start off with the backline first. Your backline opposition watch for the Essendon Bombers. Who have you got?
Yeah, I was at the game on Friday night, Essendon Saints. I did not choose to go there, by the way. Before I continue, I was actually paid to go there. I would not have gone out of my way to go to that game. But yeah, they were really solid. They were really, really solid on the weekend. I think they put themselves in a winning position for most of the game and just got pipped at the finish line. But yeah, based on that game will be my opposition watchers, not on this season, but I think this guy's actually struggled this year, in my opinion. But on the weekend, he had 38. So Mason Redmond will be my opposition watch. He kind of irritates me as a player and a person, but and I think he's struggled this year. I don't think he's the player that he probably thinks he is. Or Essendon fans thinks I just don't know if he's ever really got to that point where you go, oh wow, like fuck Mason Redmond, wow, yeah, like that, like you got your own celebration, and you can't put together a 4-quarter performance every week. So it's the last round. I can't get hurt. I've already been hurt enough. If they beat us, who cares? Our boys are off to Mad Monday on Monday, but yeah, mate. Mason Redmond, he had 36 on the weekend. He was taking a lot of grabs, intercept marks. He might have to play a little bit taller because of Laverde's injury as well this week. Gee, you look at them. Fucking hell, Harry could kick 14. If we give him the service we gave him on the weekend, I think he can get to double figures. And that's not even me being cocky. I seriously think if we give him good service forward of the ball and he's deep inside 50, which he finally was on the weekend, so, like, who's going to plan him? Like, I know this is Redmond, but what are they going to put Blackiston on him?
Literally. No, literally. That will be the matchup. But also remember we have Hudson O'Keefe as well.
Yeah, who was great on the weekend, I thought.
Right.
Really, really good. Really pleased with how he's coming along. But yeah, Redmond's my opposition watch, Patto.
Love it. And Dr. Boy, I'm just quite curious at the moment. You have no idea what I'm going to say as well.
You're curious about Essendon. This is not going to end well.
It's not even about this. Well, it is.
Oh,
It is. It
okay.
is.
Yeah.
I'm just checking Harry Mackay's Coleman telling it. All right, so Charlie Curnow.
How many goals he got now, Harry, this year?
Trying to find. I thought he was a little bit higher than first thought, but I just remembered that he hasn't played too many. Oh, 21.
Yeah, so I think Charlie's got 30, so he could be a leading goal kicker if he kicks 10 on the weekend. So he's missed that many games, and he could be our highest goal kicker. I think Cripps is in our top 4, by the way.
What?
In their goal kicking or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, Zach Williams is Zach Williams is on the exact same goals as Mackay.
Yeah.
So 21. So 21. What's Jeremy Cameron on? 79. Okay, so Harry Mackay needs 58 goals to tie Jeremy Cameron. Dare I say it? I don't think that's a huge outlandish sort of goal day. We love ripping on Essendon. I mean, we both have some close Essendon supporter mates, so I know that we don't want to rip into them, but it is quite funny because Essendon are very, very shit. But Laverde would have taken Mackay.
Absolutely.
So now it's Blackerson, and literally he will be the only option because even with McMahon not playing, he obviously could have rotated back if anything, but now he's not playing. So literally, I personally think what could happen is Langford could be pushed back. I mean, I'm like, mate. So you've got O'Keefe on Blackerson, and then you've got Mackay on a returning Kyle Langford who only just returned last week.
And then you go down the other end. How are they going to kick goals,
mate? Literally, you could like everyone's speaking about Jeremy Cameron getting the 100 goals. What about
Mackay? Hudson O'Keefe.
he's played what 3 or 4 games and he's already in a chance to get 100 goals in a season. Everyone get on the ground. Hudson's kicked his 100.
Big Hutto.
Oh, big scale. Love it. But yeah, so I don't think I've touched on my backline opposition watch. No, actually, my backline opposition watch will be Lachlan Blackett. No, it definitely would not be Blackerson. But I think you mentioned him on the King's birthday eve. Clash. Archie Roberts.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's got quite a all due respect, but quite a punchable face. If I was out there playing against the Dons and he was coming up and giving me a bit of lip, I'll be getting into Archie Roberts and saying, are you sure you want to get into me, mate?
With all due respect.
With all due respect, Archie, but get the fuck out of my face, mate. But I mean, he's a great player. He's obviously a great player. So he's obviously been given a bit more opportunity this year. So he's a great player. I still think he's a threat, but probably don't get into Paddy Cripps's face anytime soon, Archie Roberts, or else you might not be playing the week after. Duffy boy, dare I say it. But let's now move on to the midfield opposition. Watch Duffy boy. There is potential that Zach Merritt should and probably could return. I'll say could and probably should return for this week from a hand injury. So that will be a good addition for the Bombers this week, Duffy boy. But your midfield opposition watch, who have you got?
I'm going straight to Durham. Sam Durham. He was fantastic on the weekend. He was definitely one of their best players. He's just got that, CUNT about him. He just flies at the ball. He dives in, tackles hard. Did get suspended last time we did play him with the Chera bump, where Chera was trying to pick at the ball and he went straight for his head. So, I really like the way he goes about it, Durham. But, he's a good player. He's tough, and I think he's definitely the future of their midfield.
Yeah, I like it. He definitely was probably one of the only genuine midfielders last week playing for the Dons. Other than that, I mean, I know that McGrath has been
Yeah, he was good. He was good. He was good last week.
He was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, I reckon that was his best. That's the best game I've ever seen him play. That was the best game.
Was he playing majority midfield?
Yep, full time. Yep.
Yeah, wow.
He had 36 or something, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 35. 9 tackles as well. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite good actually. So yeah, I'll go with Zach Merritt as my opposition watch, expecting him to play this week. But if he doesn't play next week, I'll actually go with Andrew McGrath. I mean he was pick one, wasn't he, in 2016?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's obviously been spoken about a lot about how that is kind of a questionable call, but I still think he's a serviceable player at best. I know that you probably shouldn't be a serviceable player as a pick one. You probably should be a little bit better than that. I still think he's quite a good player. But who knows? Maybe if he's playing at a different club, he might be showcased a little bit better. But yeah, if he transitions into the midfield, you probably would expect him to play midfield again if Zach Merritt comes back in.
Yeah. Funny enough, I hate keep plugging my interviews, but we did actually interview him after the game as well.
Who?
And he's McGrath. We interviewed McGrath post game, and he did speak about if Merritt was to come back in, does he stay? And he said like they really play it by year, so like really depends on who they're playing. I'd imagine he would. Yeah, he'd probably roll the dice one more time. I think, unless like he probably doesn't need to go back and play on a small. Like we don't really have dangerous smalls. We've got, we're not close to dangerous. Whatever the opposite of dangerous is, that's what our small forward line is at the moment. But yeah, I think you might as well. Frankie fucking Evans. Apart from him, maybe he has to do the job on Frank. But I'd imagine Newen will go to Frank the Tank. Maybe does Newen go to Frank the Tank? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's actually been good, hasn't he? He's been
taking the best small forward, so I'd imagine Frank's been the best. I think out of all them, but yeah, I think McGrath will play in the guts on the weekend.
Yeah, I feel like he would. Yeah, probably. I'm just trying to think about like who's like a genuine small forward threat for us. That's like kind of been consistent all year.
Yeah,
like
probably Frank, really.
Probably is Frank, which is quite worrying, to be honest. But I mean, he has had a good few weeks, so it probably wouldn't be surprising if he does go to Evans. But you probably would expect McGrath to still play mid-time if Merritt does come back. But as I said, Zach Merritt will definitely be my midfield opposition watch. But if he doesn't play, it will be McGrath. But Daft Boy, let's now move on to our forward line opposition watch for the Essendon Bombers. Who have you got?
Yeah, well, they got no McMahon, who's been a revelation up forward. He's been very, very good. And it shows when you go to a team that really actually needs you. Like I know we were crying out to draft him, but he doesn't get a game at Carlton. Well, that's just the facts. I think he might have got a game at the back end of this year, but heading into next year, I'm not sure he would have got a game with Charlie and Harry in the side. But apart from him, like I think it's tough. Like their forward line is really just. I'm going to go with Kako. He's played every game this year. Played every single game this year. Yeah, from round one to now. So credit to him. He's showing glimpses at the moment. He's not putting together full quarter, kicking bags every week. But I think that time will come, and he has been playing a lot of midfield time as well, going through the middle. Which kind of shows where he's going to be at, when he gets a little bit better, a little bit deeper into his career. So, yeah, he's the one to watch for me.
Yeah, he has been. I'm very surprised how he's played every single game. That's
every game. Yeah, I checked before the episode because I was like, I swear to God, he hasn't missed. Yeah, so he has not missed one game.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. When did he transition through the midfield? I mean, I know that he transitioned recently, but how many weeks ago?
I don't know. I know. I just noticed on the weekend that he was rolling through there. He wasn't in there full time. He was just going in there, little bursts and stuff like that. But I'd imagine it'd be over the last couple of weeks. They've probably been trying, especially with Merritt out. You got to fill that void. So if Merritt's out, I'd imagine you'd probably see Kako in the middle more.
Yeah, got like
Yeah.
I mean, I know that I don't really rate Essendon, like even if they have a full list, but yeah, that like some of their injuries, man, are just like next level.
It's
So
bad,
yeah. I mean, I don't feel sorry for him whatsoever. But it is quite a bit of like how we kind of treat some of our players. Like it's not really an excuse, but it is somewhat a reason as to why
100%.
we're not performing. And I think like Essendon, like if they had their whole list, I think they wouldn't be as shit as they are. They probably would still not make finals.
Yeah.
But I don't think they would be as poor as they are. But my forward line opposition watch, I know we've already spoken about him potentially going back, but I'm going Kyle Langford. I still think he's a genuine threat up forward. I know that he was playing a little bit more wing on the weekend. Which was interesting. I don't know if it was just because they have Wright and they obviously had McMahon as well as a genuine key. So that'll be interesting because now that McMahon's out, I don't know if you transition Langford forward and kind of cover McMahon or transition Langford back and cover Laverde. I don't know what they're going to do there. So actually, I'll ask you, what do you think they'll probably slide more towards? Do you reckon they'll put Langford in the forward line or the back line?
Really depends on what they have coming in through the reserves. Like, unless they have guys coming back from injury, maybe. I don't know. They don't have Reed. There's no Zach Reed. There's no Ben Mackay. There's no Ridley. Fuck, that's three of their best defenders out of the team. I don't know. Like, do you go maybe at the start of the game they just go, okay, Langford, you're playing forward. Let's see how the game's going, and then if Harry gets out of hand, they might have to put him down back, and hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, I'm checking their injury list. They have no one returning other than obviously Merritt, Shield as well, and so. Oh, Shield, did he play last week?
No.
Yeah, so Merritt, Shield, and Sardis are all one week, and obviously we will find out more tomorrow night when the injury list comes out. But it's not looking likely that they will have any key stocks there, which is crazy. I mean, I actually feel. I feel a little bit.
I feel bad. It's bad.
Yeah, because I mean, from like a key stock standpoint, and seeing a Kyle Langford, he's kind of just come back and now Scotty's saying to him, all right, so you'll be put on Harry Mackay tonight. Is that all right? Like, fuck me. Like, it's pretty scary. But also Blackerson, if he even plays on Mackay, and then Scott's like, all right, so you've got Harry Mackay this week. Are you right to go? Like, fuck. Well, that's pretty scary times. But yeah, Daffy boy, let's now move on to our highly anticipated, the last match predictions for the year, which is crazy to say. But I am somewhat happy that it is our last match predictions for the year, because then knowing that 2026 hopefully will be a little bit more positive. But I'll throw straight to you. Your bagger of the game, your point of difference, and your winner plus margin. What have you got?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. I think, I don't think it'll be too interesting from a neutral point of view, but I'm happy that we end the season off with it. I think I'm going to just put it out there because it's the last game of the year. Actually, I'll do it on the winner plus margin, but best on ground, Harry Mackay again. I just think that game on the weekend, I arguably think that's the best game he's ever played. Probably is. Like, in terms of just everything went right. Everything that could go right went right.
Was it 7 goals straight? Sorry, was it 7 goals straight?
7 straight. Yeah. I seriously trust him the most than any player on our team kicking set shots. That's not even a word of a lie. Like, you think about it. Think about the forwards we've got.
Probably.
Yeah, like, it's pretty ridiculous. Well, not ridiculous. He's accurate now. And I'll just put it out there before I get onto my point of difference. He is more important to Carlton, and people might think I'm an idiot. He is more important to Carlton than Charlie is.
I don't think that's outlandish at all.
I think he's way more. I think the external media don't watch Carlton enough to realise that. I think they think Charlie is way more worth more. He probably is in the trade sense. He probably is just because of his raw talent. But I think he's more of a one-trick pony compared to Harry. I think Harry can run around the ground. He's pressure. His games start off with pressure. He gets himself into the game without even touching the ball.
Spot on.
Well, you can't say that the way. I'm not having a go at Charlie. They're different players. I think Charlie's best. Like he can kick 11 goals out of nothing, or a quarter where he goes bang, bang, bang. You know what I mean? He's got that. It's different. But with Harry, like you know where you're going to get with him now. He's going to take those big grabs. He's going to lay big tackles. That's why he's going to be best on ground on the weekend. That's why he is my favourite player at Carlton. I've said this for fucking years. I've said this for years, and I don't want to hear anybody saying he's going to. He's not worth anything that Sydney could give us. I would say nothing.
Yep.
Like Riley Beveridge said, you literally. So what? You're getting draft picks to try and draft the next Harry Mackay.
Spot on.
Why would you get rid of him? Why would you get rid of him? All that development, a good pick. We nailed that pick.
Yeah.
Like it's you get those draft picks. There's no guarantee you fucking get the next Harry Mackay. Like that's just my point of view. But yeah, he'll be best on ground. Point of difference. I thought he was good on the weekend. I thought he was good. And I think he'll kick a couple more snags and he'll lock up a contract. That's my sneak peek for tomorrow's episode. Flynn Young will kick 3 goals. He was good on the weekend. Really, really good. He's got good ball use. He's a good left footer. I think he'll be getting a contract next year. If you start and you have a whole preseason, like you got to give a guy, I reckon that's in my opinion, a guy like that, a whole preseason to really have a crack at it again. And I think he's proven enough as well, in my opinion. I think in his short kind of stint. So yeah, Flynn Young, point of difference and winner plus margin. I said it before. I was going to say something, and I am going to say something here. I will guarantee you right now, Patto, and I'll guarantee you, viewers and listeners, right now, Carlton will win this game. I have no doubt in my mind we'll win this game. This is the biggest guarantee. 100% we will win this game. 100%. 100%. There's no way we'll lose this game. And if it bites me in the ass, it's off season anyway, so I can go into hiding. We will win this game. I can go fly to an obscure country in Europe and never be seen again. But we will win this game, guaranteed. Carlton by 84 points on Thursday night. You can't look at the lineup they've got.
Yeah, you're spot on.
And we just came off a great win. I just don't see how they get within 10 goals. And people might go, oh, wow, what is this shit?
Yeah, they are.
And we played well on the weekend. And I think this is a building block for these young kids to put some teams to the sword. And they did on the weekend. It was Billy Wilson's first game. O'Keefe was playing. You know, Carroll's and that. Get them used to fucking winning and winning well. I know it's a shit team, but just finish off the year well. Then you can go on your fucking holidays and get back round one. First day of preseason next year going, we can win the fucking premiership. Look at Adelaide.
Yep.
15th last year.
Yep.
I do not want to hear, we might be delusional. We could be terrible next year. I don't know. But that should be used as the fucking example. If they win the premiership this year, the first day of preseason, they should have put a photo up of Adelaide and put their ladder position of the year before and go, we can do that. We've got the A graders, Patto. We've got them. We have the A graders. We have them at our fingertips. It's just a matter of getting them all in the fucking park. But if we can do that, they can fucking nail it. They can nail it, Patto. That's my final words for this preview.
I genuinely reckon the last time that we've had all of our genuine A graders on the park was probably Geelong 2024.
Yeah.
I probably would say that. Like, not even like the Cats this year, because
not even that game.
We didn't have Charlie and Harry.
No, they both played. They both played that game. Funny enough, isn't it? It's funny that, isn't it, though? It's very funny.
Yeah,
you got Hollands, you got Walsh, you got Mackay, you got Curnow playing in that game against Geelong, who were going to finish second. And the rest of the season, you don't have him. And we had Silvani playing that day. He got injured. Remember, he had a broken hand. Then he missed games after that, and we lost games. Like, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. And I don't excuse some of the performance we had, but there is reasons why teams do not perform. The premiership teams often have a good run of injuries for the back end of the year. I know Brisbane didn't last year, but they had a team they prepared for 18 weeks. They had injuries early in the year, and they had it ready. Where we have injuries here and there, 1 week is 2 weeks, 3 weeks, up, down, up, down. We don't know who's in, out, in, out. Like, if they just fucking nail it next year, round one, Walsh plays round one. Charlie doesn't have bolts coming out of his knee. Harry's all good to go. Holland sorts out whatever he's off field, and we just win fucking games of football. That's all. It's just, I think we can get there. That's why I've been optimistic, even when we're playing like shit. We've got players coming back. Got fucking Nick Newman coming back. Like, come on. If they can't make the finals next year with that team, Voss will be sacked by mid-year. I can guarantee you.
Yeah. That's why I feel like. Yeah. Sorry. No. Go.
There's no. Oh no. First 8 weeks are crucial for next year. First 8 weeks, if we're not at least 5-3, we could be in trouble. Or at least 4-4. I think 4-4 might be the minimum next year to start. Depends what your draw is as well. Like, hopefully we get a shit draw next year. Let's hope that because of where we are finishing on the ladder.
Yeah. Or what? Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Also, like we haven't been great this year. So most teams that don't finish like overly great last year and then they skyrocket next year because they have an easy draw. Adelaide this year. This year.
Yes.
Literally, there's an example.
Gold Coast.
Yeah,
same thing. Same thing. That's what I mean, man. Just fucking lock in, please.
Yeah. I'm just going through the team lineup for the Cats this year. Jack Silvani, Jacob Wienering, Adam Sard off the fullback line, Nick Haynes, Mitch McGovern, Zach Williams, halfback flank, Adam Chera, Patrick Cripps, Ollie Hollands through the middle, Matt Cottrell, Harry Mackay, Will White in the half-forward flank, Jesse Motlop, Charlie Curnow, Corey Durden in the full-forward line, Tom DeConning, Sam Walsh, Georgie Hewitt, and then you have Matty Carroll, Lockie Fogarty, Elijah fucking Hollands, and Lockie Fogarty as well, with Cooper Lord as the sub.
There you go.
Come on.
Yep.
Come on. Like, I'm excited for next year. I just want next year to come. That's all I'm saying. I just want next year to come. So let me say my match predictions afterward. I'm just going to say my bag of the game. Usually when you say my bag of the game, I usually change it. I'm not changing it this week. No. Harry Mackay, locking it. It's going to be Harry Mackay versus me at this point, Daffy boy. Essendon will probably have to call me and say, "But are you free to play at the G Thursday night?" And I'm like, "Not really, mate. I'm a bit overweight at the moment. I don't think I can play any AFL footy on Harry Mackay." And I'll be like, "All right, Harry Mackay, I'll let you kick 80 goals."
You go, mate.
Point of difference, Elijah Hollands, if he's playing. Hopefully Elijah Hollands. I don't really have a good record with my point of difference. Usually when I say my point of difference, I don't usually play. So I'm going to say Elijah Hollands. That is very risky because I think there's probably an 80% chance he won't play, but let's just hope he does play and he could be the point of difference. Winner plus margin. I thought my margin was quite outlandish, to be honest. So I've gone the Blues by 73 points.
Yep.
All right. Now, I'm not like 100% confident, guaranteed. So I reckon through the week, we would text each other. You come up with a punishment. If the Blue Baggers don't win on Thursday night, would you agree to a punishment?
Yep. We'll do that.
I wonder what it could be.
I won't say anything right now because I don't want to say anything stupid.
Yeah.
There's no way we lose. There's no way we lose.
Yeah, no. If we lose, we will probably turn back on the Michael Voss saying, yeah, we're backing him in because we will not be continuing. I mean, seriously. Well, if we lose this game.
There's no way we'll lose.
Trust me. I just don't think we can.
It won't even be, trust me, it could be 100. It could be 100.
Oh, I mean, obviously we should fucking win, but I'm actually a little bit nervous now because I'm like, nah, I'm not nervous. Seriously, I don't think, David Boy. I've seen a lot of shit this year, but yeah, that is our match predictions done and dusted for 2025, Daffy Boy. But before we wrap up our final preview show for season 2025, season 5 of Baggers Chat as well. Crazy that we've already been doing this for 5 seasons already. But before we wrap up the last preview show of the year, is there anything else you would like to touch on?
No, we've covered it pretty well. Hopefully just finish off with a win. And I feel like there's a new bit of optimism heading into the club at the moment. I don't know why. Just we're playing a little bit better. The young guys are playing. The crowd's getting around them. It'll be interesting to see how many people are there on Thursday night. But 50,000 probably, 50 maybe 60. It's the last game of the year. People want to show up maybe. I don't know. But, hopefully it's an easy win. And, hopefully De Koning changes his mind. Yeah.
Wouldn't mind if he dominates Tom Gonzalez. Be like, oh, yeah, this actually might be all right to stay here at Carlton.
Yeah. Big Todd.
I know you're more leaning towards Wanganeen Miller signing probably means that TDK will leave.
Yeah.
I just feel like how can St Kilda I know that we said obviously it will be back-ended, but I am so intrigued for this is probably the best trade period of all time. It really is. So many questions heading into this trade period.
It could be seriously. We could go. We're thinking, we're going to make all these changes. We might not even make any fucking change.
Not a single one.
Like seriously, that's why there's so many questions of, there's so many levers. I reckon, there might be one guy leaves and then that guy you bring someone in. So there's going to be a very domino effect, in my opinion, in the way our trade period will work. Because, there might be someone that's unhappy at a club and we go, let's get him. But then we have to get rid of someone to get him. That's what my thinking's kind of going to. I don't think we need to change too much, but we obviously know where our needs need to be filled at the moment. And that's ball users and a little bit of probably pace, I'd imagine.
Yeah. No, I'm very, very keen to see what will happen in the trade period. And I think we're going to put a lot of our effort into the list management video because I think we're very, very keen to do that. Just to have a bit of a more of a deep dive into our list and like really looking deep into what these players kind of offer and what their trade value could be if they were to be shown the door. And even if they were to be delisted, who replaces them? Like, we can't just delist players and not have a player.
No.
That's why with a guy like Jackson Binns or Corey Durden, who knows with these guys who are contracted, maybe there are some clubs out there that might show some interest, and let's just see what they can offer. I mean, if it's absolute dog shit, no. But it's going to be, and that's why I think Graham Wright, he makes those decisions. He makes he makes the decisions that are kind of not really existent. Talking. And I feel like that's what I love about it. I'm very, very keen, Daffy Boy. But to every single blue bagger out there, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And to all of our subscribers that have subscribed to our YouTube this year, we really do appreciate it. It's definitely been a huge year for us at Baggers Chat. We don't know exactly what how many numbers we were at the start of the year, but I reckon I would actually go through and actually check what we were at the start of the year to what we are on the 18th of August right now. So I think we're at 1.4K at the moment subscribers. Yep. So that's obviously a huge growth from last year, and we definitely do appreciate that. So if you can share this channel around to someone who might enjoy it, please do. But also check out our podcast platforms, whether it's Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music as well. If you want to listen to our audio version, but also get around our socials, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. There's a few others out there. But if you can, make sure to tune in Wednesday night. That's probably when we'll try and upload our list management video, because that will be something that we will put a lot of time and effort in to really try and take a deep dive into our list in the current date. But to you, Daffy Boy, and to every single blue bagger out there.
The bags.